And what I told her was, I said, look, in life, basically, because I've told you all this, she wants to be a dancer growing up, and everybody's told her it's impossible to be a professional dancer because professional dancers don't make a lot of money. And I said, don't you ever dare believe any of that stuff because that's just not true. It doesn't mean because you don't have to make all your money as a dancer. You can, in fact, I prefer you not make your money as a dancer or as an actress or any of these things because I've seen people and I know people in Hollywood. I know famous rappers. I know people that have achieved the dream of entertainment and ended up in a worse place than they were before they started. They go to a Diddy party, catch an STD, get sexually assaulted, end up being disrespected, end up on drugs, right? I've seen these things. So I don't really care if you make your money as a dancer. I know you love dancing. I think you should dance for as long as you want to. I said, instead of you making your money as a dancer, I'd like you to make your money as an investor. And I said, because here's the deal, look, and you don't have to be a wealthy investor. You don't have $1 million in the bank to do this. I said, basically, what you got to do, and this is the job of every young person, share this with any kid in your family or anybody that you care about, is basically you just got to solve what I call the $5,000 problem. And the $5,000 problem is very simple. It relates to this basic idea. Most people, if they were able to make $5,000 a month without going to work, they would be in a position where they could quit their job. Or at the very least, they'd be in a position where they could lose their job and still and know that they're not going to be homeless. Would you agree with this? Would you agree with this? That for most people, if they had $5,000 free a month coming in income, $60,000 a year, and they got this money without doing any work at all, they wouldn't have to ever really work again. It doesn't mean that they'd be comfortable with it. I'm not saying they'd be rich, but you think about it, a lot of mortgages are less than 2,500 a month. A lot, you can buy mortgage, food, what, right? But, it'll be tight, maybe, possibly, but for some of you, but it would, you could survive, right? So I said, that's it. I said, that's the one thing, right? I love it. I love it when you take a complex idea and you can reduce it to one simple solution, one simple thing, right? And so I said, look, all you got to do if you want to be free is in life, just solve the $5,000 problem. Figure out how to make $5,000 a month without going to work. And then you have access to all kinds of freedoms that other people can only dream about. Most people give up tens of thousands of hours of labor and free time, time that they would rather spend with their kids, time they rather spend with their friends and family, time they rather spend on themselves. And they take all that time and they spend it in some hostile environment just so they can get just enough money to pay bills and get by, just so they can get maybe $4,000 or $5,000 a month. So I said, if you can solve the $5,000 a month problem, the $5,000 problem, then you're free. You're off the plantation forever. So you don't need a plantation. You need a plan. A lot of people are searching for a better plantation. I say stop searching for a better plantation and start searching for a better plan. Okay. All right. So that's it. That's all I got for today. I hope that was helpful. If you want to join us for stock options class on Friday, you can go to drboyceprime.com, drboyceprime.com, or you can also text the word options to the number 87948, and I'll send you information on what we do in terms of our options curriculum. Text options to 87948. Also, one more thing too. I sent you all that link for the challenge. I wanted you guys to anonymously put in like your nickname for yourself or your team and how much money total you've invested in stocks and crypto. And I want to add that number up.